Hello folks, John here at E.C.D Automotive Design down in Kissimmee, Florida. Today I want to talk to you about the number one mistake people make when restoring the Range Rover Classic. Of course, purchasing a classic car for many folks is a dream come true, and they get excited, of course, to find a car, whether it's an auction or a private sale, and they fall immediately in love with it because these cars, of course, have an incredible character, charisma that just draws you to them. However, sometimes people do not take the time to inspect the vehicle properly. In these cases, unless it was taken care of properly, a Range Rover Classic could have extensive rust underneath, undercarriage, where it might not be necessarily visible, but as you dig into the car and you tear it apart, then you realize, of course, there's some trouble areas that were unexpected. And the other thing is the main point that folks should really take into consideration when buying or beginning a restoration project for a vehicle such as this one. Make sure it's thoroughly inspected, make sure you can get it on a lift. Try to dig as deep as possible when you look into the car, again, just to make you aware of what's coming. Now, of course, what we do here at E.C.D is the moment that we embark on a Range Rover Classic project is find the absolute best base car that we can find. Number one, we want to try to reuse the frame. Most of the body panels is a shell, per se, that is unmolested, so that we can do a proper restoration job and make it look as good as new. Again, some folks may not necessarily go through that process and not be as thorough, but in the end, you end up spending more time and money for panel repairs or frame replacements, etc. Now, of course, as you begin tearing a vehicle apart, you realize some of the panels might be a little bit brittle inside the car, especially trim panels, and you got to be careful for cracks and uneven panels that perhaps will demand more attention as you go through the restoration process, and of course cost more time and money. Now, when it comes down to the mechanical aspects of the vehicle, it's very important that if you're going into a restoration project, you understand your budget and the desired outcome. If you want to have a vehicle that represents a true Range Rover Classic from the day and you want to restore, rebuild an engine it came with, that's a possibility, of course, although we recommend highly doing a heart transplant completely from the Rover V8s that they used to have for a GM powertrain, whether it's an LS, LT, whatever the case may be, which will provide, of course, much better performance and reliability and a much happier overall long-term ownership of the car. Something to also keep in mind is trying to use materials and parts that really adhere to the original design of the vehicle. In other words, sometimes aftermarket accessories might look good in theory, but when you implement them or put them in the car, you realize that they don't fit well. They create rattles, additional performance issues, and things really that you don't want to deal with when you're working on a project like that. Now, all in all, of course, these are incredible vehicles. Demand for Range Rover Classics has always kept climbing up for the past few years with us here at E.C.D, and I don't see them going away. But if anything, we realize, of course, the amount of work that they take. It's really a labor of love to bring one of them to a full restored condition. So if you're doing something yourself or you're looking for a place to do it, just make sure that you take these things into consideration because it'll save you a lot of time and effort. Of course, we'll be happy to build you one, and you know where to find us. When the time is right, we'll be happy to chat some more with you. Bye for now.